Hey, today's class is Black Beauty. Dude, look who's volunteering, man.
So I legit went into my drawer, grabbed my scissors, and cut off all the straight pieces that was on my hair from all the years of straightening it and it being damaged.
And I think it's cool now that Black women are embracing their natural hair, saying that our hair is just as pretty as long straight hair, and that's okay.
There's a majority beauty standard. Whatever the majority group is, that becomes a standard by which we measure many different things, okay? Like when you're saying yeah, I look in a mirror and my hair's natural and I'm wearing a natural, but I think I don't look good. How much of that is the white standard that's been imposed on the Black community? Because it has been imposed on the Black community, that's not a question. But people would say, hey man, KJ, you have the power to just look in that mirror and be like, no, I'm beautiful just as I am, man. You know what I mean? My hair's beautiful just as it is, but we oftentimes blame the system. But when is it not the system and it's just you, man? Just make that decision.
So you're calling me weak?
Miss Universe, she's South African, right? She refuses to wear wigs. I mean, it's her hair, and she does whatever she wants. She doesn't straighten. She's not putting a bunch of chemicals on her hair. It's she's like, nah, man, this is me. So, for good or for bad, right? And I'm of the idea, by the way, that people with curly hair like to have fun straightening their hair. People with straight hair like to have fun curling their hair because we just like to do stuff that's different. And when you're like me and you don't have any hair, you just wished I had more hair that I could do anything with, but whatever, right? So anyway, yeah, so she's just her. So does anyone want to say something?
I can talk about that. I think definitely growing up, I feel like I had kind of a struggle with my hair. I was definitely the type of girl that would go to the hair salon every week, get her hair straightened. But I think as I got to college, I saw more curly hair stuff on Instagram and TikTok, and I was like, that's how I want my hair to be. So I legit went into my drawer, grabbed my scissors, and cut off all the straight pieces that was on my hair from all the years of straightening it and it being damaged. And then throughout college, I learned how to do my hair as somebody with type 4 curlier hair. It's kind of harder to maintain.
Wait, can you say, are you 4C?
No,
would you say?
It's 4.
Yeah, you don't look 4C.
Yeah, it's 4A, 4B type.
Yeah, I would say that. Okay. You know what? I would always say that, but almost always I say that, and people are like, no, I'm 4C. It's a badge of honor to be 4C, right? And yet I'm like, or even though it's hard, whatever, it's complicated. Can you explain what that means?
So in the Black community, to determine hair types, we use kind of a number system. So straighter hair would be the 2A range, and then the curlier wavy hair would be 3A to 3C, and then the coils would be 4A to 4C, and those are the really tight curls. So as you can see, I have really tight curls, and my hair right now is short, but when I do straighten it, it does come to about maybe under armpit length. So, but yeah, I wear braids. They're a protective style. They help protect our hair from some of the elements. I haven't really worn any wigs or weaves, and it's not because I don't want to. It's just because I don't know how to do that, and I'm not paying somebody hundreds of dollars to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's just how I feel.
By the way, there's two coiled, kinked, and curled.
I think that's awesome because she's being herself and doing her own thing, because I think for a long time the beauty standard was to have long straight hair. And even in the Black community, I'm trying to think back to when I used to watch TV shows and there was Black characters, they always had some sort of straight hair. And I think it's cool now that Black women are embracing their natural hair, saying that our hair is just as pretty as long straight hair, and that's okay.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be, right? Like, what message, what'd you get growing up? Like, what were you told about your hair? What's your natural hair by? Like, what's your number? Like,
I think I'm like a mix between 4B and 4C.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you do a lot of work. You make a lot happen to have your hair like it is.
Yeah, like right now my hair is like slicked, but I had to part it in like 5 different sections to get it this flat.
Dude, you have a
and
cool,
blow dry it out.
Turn that way, just turn that way. See, like, just hang on, yeah. See, like the part, no, just the part right here. This is really cool. I love what you did right in there. Yeah, it's cool, man.
Thank you.
Did you do that? You designed that yourself?
I'm sorry?
You did that yourself on
Yeah,
purpose?
just like, yep.
Dude, I love it. When do you let your hair go natural?
Just like natural, like in a short afro.
Yeah, let's say.
I don't really wear my hair like that just because, like, me personally, I feel like I don't look good with my hair and it's like complete short natural state, but that's just me. I know a lot of women who have short curly hair who look beautiful and look amazing, but I guess, we are all our own, like, we're really self-critical with ourselves,
Yeah.
and that's just one thing that I am kind of, but I'm getting better at it, I'm not gonna lie.
Can I put you on the spot really
Sure.
fast? Okay, so I'm really putting you on the spot, remember? Remember? You said, don't come at me. But I'm not really putting you on the spot, but okay, so self-critical, right? And you said, okay, I'm getting better at it. What are you getting better at?
Pertaining to my hair?
Yeah, what are you getting better at?
I think I'm getting better at doing my hair in general. I'm getting into like the products and stuff, what to use, what not to use, what's good for my hair. And it's just a bunch of experimental stuff,
So what if you grew up in a world, like in a community completely that was like, oh man, AJ dog, like a short, like let it go natural. Like, looks great, looks awesome. And everybody around me was going natural and looking awesome. Like, do you think you'd be more likely to
Probably.
look in a mirror and say like, oh yeah, I look great?
Probably. I don't know. I think so. I guess I grew up around like everyone in my family, they perm their hair and whatnot, and they all wear their hair straight for the most part.
Like, okay.
And also, I think why a lot of people wear their hair straight, well, especially like in my family, from what they told me, was that because it's just easier to maintain our hair that way when it's straight. It's easier, like, if it's in our natural state, we have to do it every day, put all this type of moisturizer in it all the time, and that's draining.
Yeah.
So we straighten it because sometimes it's easier.
Yeah.
I think that was like really nice to see because my hair was short. Like in 2015, my mom cut it, which is like not fun at all. I was crying. It was terrible because it was like that. It was about that short, but seeing that at that time would have been so much better because I come on like 4 years earlier than that, and I felt like really bad about my hair and stuff like that. So I think seeing that was kind of nice.
There's something that stands out, right? Hey, let me ask, can we, okay, so listen, this like segues us into talking about kind of the white beauty standard, because that's in a way what we're kind of wrestling with, or it's like the thing that's in the room. There is there's clearly a white beauty standard, right? Look, first off, there's a majority beauty standard. Whatever the majority group is, that becomes a standard by which we measure many different things, okay? Whatever the majority group, doesn't matter where we are or how we are, okay? And so if the majority group is really tall, then tall is what people want. If the majority group's really short, then short's what people want. It just shapes everything. So, but what this tells me, but what does these series of photos say about that white beauty standard?
Being white or just having European ancestry doesn't define beauty. Like, beauty comes in all shapes, sizes, colors, and like having that Eurocentric beauty standard does not represent the world and what beauty looks like. especially in other parts of the world too.
So, yeah, okay, it definitely says that. And even the white beauty standard, it's like not all white people fit the standard, right? Like if you remember the Miss Japan, who had to give up her crown, by the way, because she had this kind of little sexual thing that happened, whatever, so she gave up her crown. She's Polish, man. She has a Polish nose. I don't know, did any of the three of you see her nose? Did you, when we put the photo up, did you go, whoa, Dan, she's got a Polish nose? Okay. A lot of white people, if you're Polish, you're like, okay, that's awesome. My wife has a Polish nose, right? It's like you'd be like, oh, okay, but she has a prominent Polish nose, so that's just like that is not the white standard. You know what I mean? So it fits. It works really well in Japan, and it's fine in Poland, but in a lot of other places, the Polish nose might not make it to the finals, so to speak, right? Okay, just saying. Like for me, it's awesome. What do you have anything? Can you go further on the weight standard? Yeah, like how much does the weight standard impact you? Like when you're saying like, yeah, I look in a mirror and my hair's natural and I'm wearing a natural, but I think I don't look good. How much of that is the weight standard that's been imposed on the black community? Because it has been imposed on the black community. That's not a question.
I think, yeah, like going back to what I said before, like when I was growing up as a kid, and I used to watch like different TV shows, even like the black characters had some sort of like straightened hair. So like that's what was deemed like society deemed that acceptable. So like that's what I thought was okay. And I think society now is growing into like, especially with social media and stuff, like Simone said, people are showing off their natural hair more and braiding their hair more and doing their hair naturally and not straightening it and permanent as much anymore. So I think it's just like a shift in trends, you know?
But, okay, so here, let me ask you, I want to just go further on this, okay? So, but society is us. And we always have this idea that if people if we don't like something, then we should say no to it. And if we don't, and then we should have the power to say no to it and just say no to it. But if we succumb to it, then we're acknowledging at some level that we don't have the power. So like when you, for example, I'm just going to stand over here so I'm closer to you. When you are looking in a mirror and saying like, or when you're saying like, oh yeah, there's a certain standard of beauty, but people would say, hey man, KJ, you have the power to just look in that mirror and be like, no, I'm beautiful just as I am, man. You know what I mean? My hair's beautiful just as it is, but we oftentimes blame the system. But when is it not the system and it's just you, man? Just make that decision. Like, man,
So you're calling me weak and that I should be more empowered in my own way and say F what society is saying and do my own thing.
No, well, actually, as a sociologist, I would say the vast majority of us are socialized to follow what we follow. Yeah, it's not about, that's the problem is what sociologists say all the time, and then people criticize us because we would say we're not weak. Like I would say, the sociologist would say, no, you're not weak. You're you like me, like everybody else. The fact that, I'm wearing the clothes, everything is like, no, we're following the standards of the way we've been socialized. And so like, that's what people do. And there's nothing weak about that. We're following the standards, but that's why people think sociologists are all these liberal, bleeding heart lefties, because we remove some responsibility from people. That makes sense? But people have some responsibility also. So the question is, when did you look in a mirror and go, damn, man, stop following other people's standards? And like, no, do that, fight that.
Like an exact time. I just,
like
honestly.
When do you do that? When do you do that? Yeah.
When do I do?
When do you say like, look in the mirror and be like, no, dude, stop. KJ, I'm looking in a mirror. Stop, don't follow what other people are thinking. Just follow what I think. Like, what do I want? What do I feel? What do I think? Yeah. Oh, I mean, you do that all the time, right?
Yes. I think so now. I do that more. I kind of just, whatever makes me feel comfortable, I'm going to do that hairstyle. So if I want to straighten my hair,
Yeah.
I'm going to straighten my hair because that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
If I want to wear my hair curly, I'm going to do that because that's what I want to do. If I want to slick my hair back,
Yeah.
I'll slick it back.
Yeah, got you. The question is, how often do you want
How-
one as opposed to the other?
How often do, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the question you have to ask yourself.
I
right?
think honestly that just depends on how much money I got right now. I'm
Yeah, I
not gonna
got you.
lie. I usually do my own like natural hair by myself, but if I want to get it straightened, I have to go somewhere else and get it straightened. So if
Yeah.
I want to spend that money, then I'll go spend that
Yeah.
money. But if
Yeah,
I
not-
don't, I'll do my hair myself, and
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Okay, that's cool. That's just like Julie, by the way. She's like, I'm getting my hair cut, so I'm going to have them straighten it, you know? Do you have a response to that?
Speak on that. I feel like especially in high school where I was like straightening my hair like every 2 weeks, it was like, because I was playing sports too, so it was like easy, throw it back in a ponytail. Okay, 2 weeks goes by, I get straightened again, I'm fine. But then when I got to college, started doing my hair, I wasn't playing sports anymore, and it's not like I have to get up, soak my hair again, put all this like products in it. Like no, like I literally put a bonnet on, wake up, fluff it out, and I'm ready to go. But just going back to like the braids and the wigs, like when I do my braids, I do it by myself. And being college students, you don't really have time like that. Like the hair itself is not that much, but sitting there, spending like 5-6 hours putting in those braids,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot. And it's a lot to do in one weekend. And sometimes you just want to pay somebody to do it. But again, I'm not paying $200 for you to do something that I can do myself at home.
Yeah, but that's hard,
So,
man.
Yeah.
Doing it yourself.
Yeah. I mean, it gets easier with practice because like I learned to do it here because obviously, I mean, not obviously, but there's not really people that do it here. Like we have some students that do hair, like they make money off of it, but like you can't just go into salon and be like, I want to get my hair braided.
Yeah.
So you have to learn how to do it yourself.
Hey, so okay, now I have another question. So I look at like these women, right? And I think about this white standard of beauty, which is, you know, but it's shifting. And we're talking about how that's shifting. Because this would not exist if it hadn't shifted, man. When I was your age, that wasn't. It was 1984 when we had the first Black Miss America. But when would we know, or how would we know? What's that?
You said it was 1984 when you had the first Black Miss America, right?
Yeah.
And that was, what's her face? Vanessa
Williams.
And she had like straight hair and stuff, right?
Yeah, she was straightening it. Yeah, of course she did.
Yeah,
of course.
that's been like
Yeah.
the standard for years. So
Yeah. No,
that we're supposed to look like that.
she
Or
did not
that's what
look like-
society's supposed to look like.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. That's what I mean. That's that white standard of beauty. Like the door, like the society, we're going to open that door for black women. We're going to be like, hey, you can come in. Like you can, get up on this stage, but you're going to look a certain way. But she didn't have a lot of, well, she had her white feet. She had some white. Yeah,
Like,
she
she's
had
a
white
light-skinned
features.
woman.
Yeah,
She
she
looks-
was light skinned. She was definitely going to be light skinned for sure.